welcome everyone to the MMOs.com podcast. Episode 203. We're back this week. Altai here, joined this week by...
Remo.
All right. Another hiatus. 1 week off, but we're back.
We're back. We were in, I was in Vancouver visiting Altai, and we weren't able to do the podcast over there with both of us, but we are back this week, back on a hopefully normal schedule. We had a few announcements this week to talk about. Anything you want to jump into right away, or do you want to jump into some drama first, or some heated arguments, Altai?
Let's start with some heated arguments, right?
All right.
Start fresh.
Let's start fresh. Let's start firing, because Altai and I had a pretty heated conversation over the weekend on cheating. What constitutes cheating in MMORPGs or online games, or just cheating in general? I mean, we were actually yelling at each other quite a bit in Starbucks, to the point I think where Altai's girlfriend was like embarrassed to be hanging out with us because we were just screaming at each other over what constitutes cheating or not. Because so this topic came to light, at least came to my mind recently, because Final Fantasy 14 added a new ultimate fight to the game, the Epic of Gilgamesh. It was like a 3-stage boss fight, and it took people beat it pretty quickly. It took like 3-4 days, and people were discussing if using certain macros in the game, using third-party tools, specifically a tool called CactBot, which basically makes callouts for players and basically reads situations and basically tells players how to react and what to do very quickly, much more quickly and more accurately than any human can actually do. And it sparked a pretty heated conversation on Twitter with some of the FF14 community that I follow, where people were discussing whether it was cheating or not, with some big streamers saying it's not cheating, with others saying it is cheating. And my position was pretty clear. I thought it was pretty clearly cheating. You know, if any kind of advantage you get using a third-party tool would be considered cheating. And obviously, Altai would probably take the other position. But before, I kind of want to explain what the program does, and I'm curious where everybody else stands on it as well. So when the boss in Final Fantasy 14 might, do an ability, and it might be like one of 3 different patterns, and the program would, immediately recognize which pattern it was and just call it out without text-to-speech, or it might even it'll also obviously tell you what abilities are coming, what spells and stuff are coming up next, but it can just very easily identify certain things and remind players to do certain actions, which would give players an advantage. So I know in one of the fights, the Unending Coil of Bahamut, one of the previous Ultimate fights, the second phase of that fight would basically have the boss would say some weird like Latin phrase, right? Some weird like bullshit language phrase, right? And depending on what phrase he says, it would be one of like 7 different attacks, and the bot would just immediately translate it into a very it would call out exactly what mechanic you're supposed to do. Whereas a human would be required to see the phrase, read it, and then translate it, and then read out loud to his group. Where the bot would instantaneously give out the correct mechanic. Altai, would you consider that cheating?
No.
Okay.
And here's why. Look, these words have meanings. So in my mind, cheating is not when you data mine information that's publicly available. Cheating is reserved for programs or tools that change the code that's either happening on your end or sending to the server. So someone mentioned memory. If you change the memory, numbers, anything like that is cheating, right? But just reading what's on the screen, reading what's coming at you, and then this is kind of making it more obvious to you, right? It's giving you some kind of audio or visual cue. That is not cheating. Now, by the same token, a company like Square Enix can put in its rules that they don't want to allow that. But that's not cheating now. So, for example, running a casino is legal in Final Fantasy, right? But it's not in WoW. So, is it cheating in WoW if you run a casino? No, it's just against some arbitrary rules they made up. So, by the same token, in WoW, the programs that read those kind of cues and then make them public are not cheating. In fact, I think it's like built into WoW now, where like it'll say like 3, 2, 1, and you got to move. So that's not cheating. Now they can say it's a rule that they don't like. They don't like people doing it, so they're going to ban you. I think it's a bad rule, but that's a rule they have. Just like
listen, Altai, by that logic, you would say like, hey, Altai, let's play chess. All right, 1v1. You and me playing chess. All right, we sit down in front of the board. We're playing chess. And I pull up my phone and I just start using Chess Master on my phone, where it tells me, the program tells me exactly what move to make, when to make. You don't think I'm cheating at this point? I'm
being an asshole, maybe, but you're not cheating.
Am I playing you in chess, or am I letting the program play you in chess? I'm very clearly.
You're getting advice. You're getting advice from the.
And let's say I beat you. Are you gonna be like, damn, it looks like I lost to Remo? No, you're like, what the fuck did you?
I'm saying I don't want to play with you again.
Yeah, it's cheating. That's why.
No, here's what cheating is, right? We're playing chess. You're beating me, right? You're looking at Chess Master and you're like copying the moves, right? Now it's my turn. I take my pawn from my end of the screen. I pick it up and I put it on top of your king, and I say, I win, checkmate. That's cheating, okay?
No,
that's cheating.
it seems like I think Chaos Shield made a point as well. Like, well, the way a lot of hacks work in games is they're not necessarily changing the code. You know, like some information may be visible to the client that just kind of like hidden, but like it's in the code already. So wall hacks in a lot of games might not be actually changing any of the code. It's just literally looking at the data that's already sent to your client and just making them visible to you when they otherwise wouldn't. Like, they're already there. So it's just looking at the information that wasn't shown to you, but it was there.
But, okay, fine. But this is
altering
different.
the code. Would that be cheating?
This is different. The thing is, when we go into these details, every game is slightly different, and how much they want to offload to the. A big problem with a lot of games is they offload too much to the client side, which allows cheating. For example, like MapleStory, right? It gave too much info on your end, so you could easily, do like the fact hacks and stuff. But in an ideal area, the point is anything visible, any visible cue to the player that is highlighted by a third-party program, I don't consider cheating. The cue is there. It's just making it easier for you. It's like a bright red dot.
Which defeats the purpose of the cue. The cue is in the game. The mechanics are in the game to test your reaction, your ability to recognize certain actions, and react on them instantaneously as quickly as possible, or communicate that to your teammates. By taking that responsibility away from you, it's basically you are no longer performing that mechanic. You are no longer defeating that challenge.
Wait, is it cheating to use fertilizer when you grow food? I don't understand. Like this idea,
no.
The things that cheating would be like if you play God and just like you have ultra admin powers over.
Let me give you a different example. This is the same example I use with a streamer on Final Fantasy 14 on Twitter, and this is the example I provide him. Let's say you and me are playing a memory game, okay, where we have to like memorize a string of digits, okay. Like they'll reveal one number, and then the next number, and the next number, and then they turn it over, right? So you'll see one number, turn it over, next number, turn it over, and we'll see how long we can remember the string of digits. All right, that's the purpose of the game, okay. All right, we're playing 1v1. I happen to have I'm holding a phone. I'm literally recording the I'm recording the visual cues that were given to me. All right, and I'm looking back at them when I'm asked to answer the question. What was the fifth one? What was the sixth one? Is that cheating, Altai?
But depends. What is the purpose of this?
The purpose of the game was to memorize the string of digits to test our memory.
No.
And I very clearly circumvented
that's not the point, though. The point is to repeat the digits more than the other guy can.
Yes.
If that's the rule, then you're smart. You're not cheating.
So you would say I wasn't cheating in that example, that ridiculous example I gave.
I'll give you a better one. So the point
was that cheating or not cheating?
The epic of no. Let's go back to Final Fantasy. The point of the Epic of Alexander, whatever that fight, right? The point of the fight isn't to keenly look for the clues. It's to defeat that enemy, right?
Yes.
So if you do it in a smarter way than the other team, that's called life. It's called you're leveling up in life.
Oh, cool. So if I'm playing CS:GO with you, and I build like an aim hack, it doesn't change any of the code that's presented to me, and the goal of the game is to kill other players, and I can kill other players using my aim hack. By your definition, it's not cheating as long as I don't change the code.
Yeah.
All it is identifying pixels on my screen that's visible to me, and moving my mouse to those pixels.
Hold up.
It's not cheating.
Now remember, it's not cheating, but the company still wants regulations. For example, if I go on a game, and I just proposition sex or like just say the N word over and over again, right, to somebody, I'm gonna get banned, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not cheating, but I'm gonna get banned.
Yeah, I agree. You're not cheating.
Okay, so it's still a bad thing to do.
The gameplay mechanics are not involved over there. It's very clear what you're like in the example with the aim hack, for example. It's very clear that you are using third. Also, you're using.
They want to ban third-party programs. Okay, but it's not cheating. So breaking the game's rules is cheating. I disagree with that. So for example, in Final Fantasy, there's a rule against kicking people unilaterally or whatever, right?
Yeah, like maybe like if you queue up for a dungeon and you just like kick one guy for no reason.
Okay, so imagine we did that. Imagine we joined up and you kicked me. Okay, did you cheat?
No, you broke the rules.
Exactly. So I think
there is a distinction.
I'm making a
but
distinction.
It's very clear in this distinction is cheating. I would say using tools that basically call out mechanics for you, which basically defeat the purpose of this. Those mechanics were designed.
So in WoW, everyone's cheating. Everyone's cheating in WoW.
Yes, to a degree. Again, I would say there are degrees of cheating as well. I think anyone that uses
everyone in WoW is cheating.
No, the people that use third-party programs that make things easier for them,
which is totally allowed in WoW. Right?
Oh, look, the game very clearly
boss mods. Boss mods.
The game very clearly says they're allowed. Okay, yes. Then that's fair.
No, it shouldn't matter. See, that's the thing. Breaking the game's, the company's rules is different than cheating. So cheating should be the same in both games. Both games in WoW, for example, like I said, you cannot run a casino. If you run a casino in WoW, you will get banned.
I would argue cheating in WoW too. Then, if you use tools that make
everyone's cheating in
much
WoW.
easier.
So literally
clearly not everyone is using those programs.
Yes, they are. Anyone who's doing that mythic raids, every single person doing mythic raids is using third-party programs. Every single one, to the last one. I guarantee you.
Maybe, but again, it's degrees of cheating as well. I would say someone that uses an aimbot, for example, is cheating to a much greater degree than someone that's using maybe just a wall hack, and he's still relying on his own aiming skill. They're both cheating.
It's like saying, no. You're either cheating or you're not. Okay, then once you're cheating, you can say there's degrees. But you're either cheating or you're not, right? So everyone in WoW is cheating, right?
I'm not sure exactly what mechanics are being called out.
It literally said 3, 2, 1, move to the left. Like it literally, you basically play blind at some of the fights, like if you follow the...
I don't, because I have not done high-end rating in World of Warcraft since the vanilla days. So again, I'm not exactly
the high-end, but you remember playing WoW and doing it goes 3, 2, and it's like coming, like fireball coming. It literally tells you.
Recognize like certain boss patterns and like where the safe spots are. That you're supposed to stand.
It tells you. There's it gives you reticles on the floor and everything.
Yeah, if he gives you all that, I would consider that cheating.
Okay, it's wonderful that you would consider that cheating, but we're not talking about what your opinion is, man. The point is, it's not cheating. Oh, but in WoW, if you make a third-party add-on that does change the code, they will ban you for cheating. They won't say, well, we allow third-party apps. No, there's a clear line. You can any information coming to you, you can read and display to the player.
Yeah, I think so. Again, by your logic, if you using your definition of what cheating is, you've already said that the aimbot isn't cheating. You've already said the memory game. If I just literally record the answers and I repeat them back to you, that's not cheating either.
Depends what the game is.
I would be breaking the outside person's rules that they apply to that game, but not the game itself.
Well, let's go back to chess, okay, Amar?
Okay, let's go back to chess.
If we're playing chess and you literally whip out the chess master program, right?
Yep.
You're being an asshole, and I will not play with you again, right?
Okay.
But that is not cheating. Cheating, like I said, would be when I turn around to get my coffee and you rearrange the pieces on the board without me looking. That's cheating. Now, they're both bad, right? But they're different kinds of bad. That's my only point.
But wait, don't you think the moment you introduce like a third-party program to a game, you're no longer really playing that game. You're playing some variation of that game. So if you're playing Final Fantasy 14 with these add-ons where they give you all the answers of what you're supposed to do with the warnings and whatnot, you're not really playing Final Fantasy 14 anymore. You're playing Final Fantasy 14 plus an add-on.
Again, is that true of WoW as well then?
Yeah, sure. Okay. The moment you add an add-on to the game, you're not really playing that game.
You are, but you're just playing it wiser. So, for example, in League...
You're playing it wiser. So using aimbot is just playing the game wiser. Is that your defense, Altai?
Okay, for someone in chat... neither of us actually know how aimbots work, but someone in chat did say they don't use pixel detection. They use something else.
Okay.
So, assuming it worked the way you said... So I'll give you an example. Omer and I used to do aim hacking in Counter-Strike 1.6 on those shitty... What do you call it? Those gun servers, right? And I remember the program. It lets you shoot through walls. Your bullets literally go through the thick, multiple walls and instantly kill the guy.
You could always be shooting through walls. It was kind of weird.
No. But my point is, these programs were not, just using your client side stuff. Okay.
There are a lot of client side hacks you can do. Like map hack in StarCraft, there's always client side. You can never actually hack the actual servers unless you're some like using day zero exploits of elite hacker. You never actually got into the Blizzard servers, but a lot of the information was client side.
Okay, the point is, it's not available to the player. So
yeah, neither. By the way, Altai, neither are those audio cues are available to the player in the game. You have to introduce them to the game from an outside mechanic.
Right, but no. But
okay,
the mechanic,
so cheating.
It picks up the mechanic that is visible to the player and amplifies it.
Yeah, again, so like you said, so I think our disagreement lies in this, Altai. Again, with the memory game, it's probably the most clear-cut example.
It's not. That's a stupid example. Stick with chess.
Why? The goal of a memory game is we have to memorize. They show us 100 string of numbers, and they ask what was the 15th number on the string. And I look at my picture I took of the answers, and you're going to say that's not cheating.
Is the point to beat me?
Of course it's cheating. No. It defeats the purpose. The purpose of the game was to test your memory and my memory.
And the moment if you want to stick to that, ready? You brought a third-party device, like totally outside the game.
Yeah, that's why it's cheating, Altai.
No, you brought a device that wasn't there.
Yeah, and you use that's what makes it cheating.
No.
Yes, the third-party device. Where I took a picture of the answers. Is no different than using a third-party device in an MMORPG or any video game, and that makes it cheating.
So if you ever play another game with add-ons like WoW, you're not going to use them, right? Because you don't want to cheat.
There are degrees of cheating, and remember, it comes down to whether you're cheating. No, for the most part, you're essentially cheating yourself. It's not really cheating anybody else.
Oh, back to this meme, right? You're cheating yourself. Well, first of all, if you're playing a game like Final Fantasy and you want to continuously and you don't do these, they're illegal right now. They're banned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're against the rules, so don't do them, right? But in a game like WoW, if you don't use this, you're not cheating yourself. You're just being retarded, I think. It's like if you when you grow your own corn and when you build your own house, like it's silly. We use these tools to amplify our effects, right? We want to grow, we want to get better and better, and we have these tools that we build to do it.
We use our aim hacks to get better, right?
No,
Chaos Shield sums up my position pretty well. Any software that defeats the spirit of the game is cheating. That's pretty much where we're
the spirit of the game, but defined by who? You?
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, it's you.
No, it's not. It's a company. It's a company. And like I said,
if you want to lay down if you want to just say whatever the company says is cheating or not cheating, yeah, I agree with you. The company ultimately sets their own rules.
Yes.
We're trying to kind of think of this outside of the company's
that's what I'm
perspective.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's not cheating, but the company reserves the right to make a rule. So, for example, in Final Fantasy, I cannot swear. I cannot be racist, right?
Yeah.
I will get
you
banned.
Can't be racist in WoW either, by the way. Spoilers.
I agree. So if I'm racist in WoW, I will get banned, which is fine. I accept that. That's a rule of the game. If Final Fantasy says don't use these add-ons because we don't want you to, and we will ban you, I say fine. I'm not going to fight them. But if we're talking abstractly, it is not cheating by any normal definition of that term.
Yeah, it is cheating by any normal definition of the term. The only part that's not normal would be if you're racist in a game and you get banned. I would agree with you that being racist and breaking the terms of service is not cheating. You getting banned for being racist or breaking the terms of service some other way would not necessarily be cheating. However, using third-party tools...
No, it's not cheating either. It's breaking the terms of service.
Can you define cheating?
Yes, altering the...
In a
having
broad
access,
sense.
fine.
And apply to both games, physical games, life. Can you define this term cheating in common parlance that would include everything you said?
Altering, right? The written code.
No, so if I'm taking a test and I'm cheating, there's no written code. I just come there with
imagine you have a Scantron, right? But like on the top of the Scantron, if you put like 010001, and then the machine reads that first, it kind of borks and gives you 100%. That would be cheating.
Anyone will tell you if you go to a test with answers in your pocket, you are literally cheating. Okay, this applies to like any use of the word cheating, except the one that you just made up right now, which you seem to be married to.
I'm married to it because it makes sense.
It makes literally no. You can. My point is, you cannot apply this definition of cheating to any broad sense outside of maybe video games.
So what's
cheating? The word cheating, I'll tell you, very simple terms, is to gain an unfair advantage. Obviously, it's very subjective when you say we're unfair. When you gain an unfair advantage outside the scope of what the developers intended.
Okay, so how about this? How about a mouse with all those buttons on the side, the macros?
Okay.
No game was developed with those buttons in mind. They wanted you to click the buttons on your keyboard. That's cheating.
Those games let you bind keys to any button you want. If a game,
but they're all over the keyboard. They're not accessible with your thumb.
They are though. But you can bind mouse keys in all those games. If a game has no way to bind keys to anything else, I would agree with you actually.
Also,
if a game is designed
in Melee,
it would be
wave dashing is cheating, right? Any glitch that becomes a part of the game is cheating.
Yeah, it would be. But players can agree that that can be allowed or not on their own. I'm sure maybe there might be tournaments out there that say there is no wave dashing allowed or not. Also, the wave dashing is a bit more iffy because it's almost like to put it into your context, it was kind of written into the rules without them realizing it. It would be considered a glitch, and I can see glitches also kind of being considered cheating as well. I wouldn't say it's not cheating.
Okay, so say GW is if you agree on a set of rules before playing, right, and you break them, that's cheating. Okay, I agree with that. I like that. Now remember, in Final Fantasy, the information coming to me, right, is what I have access to, and what I choose to do with it is up to me.
Spectre makes a good point. Is case selling guns cheating? Yeah, I would say it is using an unintended glitch in the game, which kind of got their tacit approval because case selling was never actually fixed, and it was around, and that was when the Maya was actually still actively developing the game. So it's a bit more of an iffy area. It clearly seems like they endorsed it by not fixing it, even though everyone was doing it, right? Whereas a game like Smash Brothers. Wave dashing, there was no patches for GameCube games, so they really couldn't fix it anyway. Whereas remember,
I think we're going. We made our points. I think we're going in circles. I get what you're trying to say, but I just disagree. All right, and I think it's the same for you. We can drop a link. See what the.
Let's drop a straw poll. Straw poll.
Remember, I'm not saying all these things like either swearing or running a casino or using these programs shouldn't be against the rules if the company doesn't want them, right? I get that. My point is, it's not cheating.
Okay, so I'm gonna word it: are third-party tools and MMOs that make fights easier cheating? Is that fair?
Not easier. Just.
I'll tell you, they're easy. They don't make it harder. I'll tell you that.
The phrasing seems like you're gonna one-shot them. No.
No.
Amplify available signals.
Amplify available signals.
Well,
it's telling you where to go. It's
look, the boss is talking to you in some third-party language, right? And this is telling you what to do.
Which, by the way, makes it easier. At every point, it makes it easier.
Okay, sure, but
the phrasing. Come on.
Okay, fine.
Phrasing
all right, keep your phrasing. I think it's unfair to say easier because people assume easier means like it has less HP. You know.
Okay, you can very clearly specify that we're not talking about making it one-shotable or something.
Not altering anything.
Yeah. All right. Let's go, boys. I want to hear it. I'm voting yes, obviously. Again, this was a lot of streamers took the other side saying it wasn't cheating, or rather, most people can see that it was a degree of cheating, where it's not a big deal.
Amazing that everyone in WoW is cheating, guys. It's so cool.
Yeah, they are, Altai.
Okay,
they're all cheaters. They're all dirty cheaters.
There are more cheaters in WoW than there are Final Fantasy players.
There you go. There you go. They're cheaters. Dirty cheaters, all of them. All of them, Altai. Again,
including
you can say it's cheating.
Including you.
Hold on, Altai. I think you can recognize it as cheating and still be okay with it.
I cannot recognize it as cheating.
You could say it's a degree of cheating. You know what? I'm okay with making the game easier for myself. And I'm it's like when you play if you play a game with like unlimited ammo, or you play some FPS game on GameCube or on N64.
Oh, we're not talking about GameCube. We're not talking about chess. That's the problem too. You're kind of losing the point here. Okay, that's good. Is playing with a walkthrough cheating? No. I mean, you might be diminishing the experience for yourself, but you're not cheating. Like cheating would be like if you like put in the code that like you teleport to the last boss and kill him one shot. Like that's cheating. So playing with a walkthrough is not cheating, and that's what this fight. Actually, that's a really good example because if you do a Final Fantasy boss fight with this add-on, you're basically playing with a walkthrough, right? It's not cheating.
Yeah. It's a bit more than that, though, because there are certain things in the fight that are dynamic, right? A walkthrough can never actually tell you specifically what to do. Like, if you have to interpret one of 6 messages, and it's in some bullshit language in the game, and like a walkthrough can never tell you on the fly which mechanic just came up, what you have to do right now. So it's not that is not a perfect example.
Sure, it is. At that moment, it tells you what to do. Imagine it's not dynamic. Imagine it's not. It's a fixed game.
But the whole point, it is dynamic though, and it interprets things dynamically where you otherwise would not have. You have to do that yourself.
Right. So just a live walkthrough.
Altai, if we go to a math trivia test and they ask us math questions on stage, I pull up a calculator to answer them. I'm cheating, Altai.
Hold on. It's not cheat. Okay, it says how to cheat the boss mechanic. You're not cheating the boss mechanic. Cheating the boss mechanic would be like, okay, the fireball's coming at you. You like type a bunch of code and it reverses and just one shots everything. That's cheating. Just saying fireball coming in 3, 2, 1. Move left. That's not cheating.
It's cheating, Altai. You're a dirty cheater. Is what you are, Altai.
All right, well, we got 30 votes in, and it seems like most people are saying yes. So I hope you guys, unless you want to be cheaters, I hope in any future game you play, you do never use add-ons. I don't want any bag add-ons in in WoW.
The whole point is you can acknowledge cheating and still do it, and there are degrees of cheating, and most people are okay with this degree of cheating. Okay, I get that.
What?
Also, I think it's very clear too. If 2 people defeat a boss, one without any add-ons, one with add-ons, what's more impressive all day? Which one is more impressive? As a feat of their abilities, the one without the add-ons is more impressive.
The one who actually uses add-ons because he's not a low IQ retard who just like
no.
You know like baboons. There's chimpanzees. There's a test on the screen like a reflex test. There's like 2 buttons, right? And then you got to push one or the other to answer the question. Mm-hmm. And they test humans against chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are much quicker than humans at this test.
Okay.
Right. So just proving you have reflexes or like to fight a boss, like it's like the lowest, like a snail. You're like snail IQ then. But using all the available tools you have.
Okay, gotcha.
That's
using
what makes us humans.
So the 12-year-old kid that's hacking in CS:GO, he's got the big brain IQ.
Yes, right? Yes. A 12-year-old who's hacking in Counter-Strike is much more impressive to me than a 12-year-old just playing Counter-Strike, because one is using what makes it human.
One's a piece of shit. That's why.
What? No, one is actually manifesting abilities to.
The old code word there.
Okay, let's go to Omer. Imagine you have a kid, right? Okay. He's a 10 or whatever. He's like, duh, I'm playing video games. Wee, okay? And you have another kid, same age, and he has like 2 monitors with like a whole bunch of code open. He's running all these.
Wow, elite hacker.
Right? He's all these. He's like cheating. He's kicking all the other people off their Minecraft server. He's like stealing their shit in MapleStory. Like, which one is more impressive?
Well, if he's stealing their shit, good for him. But if they're using in-game mechanics, if he starts using cheats to do
No, he's doing everything. He's cheating, keylogging.
If he keylog, good for him. But if he's cheating the game, I'd be upset.
Really? If my I'd be like, good for you, kid. You are actually using your human intelligence here.
Why is that different than literally if your kid just goes to the convenience store and steals some candy bars? Are you gonna be good? Is it good for him?
No, because one goes to jail.
Okay. Well, if you're in South Korea, by the way, you go to jail for cheating as well.
I wouldn't want him doing it there.
There you go. Try using that in a tournament. All right, let's Cobra past this. All right. Move on to something else. We talked about a SpatialOS powered game, called Project C. I think a couple weeks ago. They came out and finally named themselves Life Beyond. So we were mega skeptical about this game in the past, and I'm still mega skeptical. But now we have a real name for the game, and this was really weird because they showed zero gameplay in the past. In order to play it, you had to spend $150 on an unfinished SpatialOS powered MMO. But there's a gameplay video now, so at least they have something. But when I see SpatialOS powered, I'm instantly thinking it's a scam. So I don't recommend spending your money on this. Yeah, so far every single SpatialOS powered game has been vaporware. So what do you think about this one, Altai? Let's see look at that gameplay.
All right,
that little gameplay.
Let's find some gameplay here. All right, let's go down to this gameplay one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it reminds me of? Mm-hmm. It reminds me of No Man's Sky.
Okay, hold on, Altai. If you pause the video at 12 seconds, right, that first gameplay trailer, go to 12 seconds. Here's why I know this game's never going to come out. That guy's got a Funko Pop on his desk. I don't trust people with Funko Pops. Yeah, look at 12 seconds, pause. He's got a Funko Pop on his desk. Ain't nobody without no Funko Pops being able to release no SpatialOS powered MMORPGs.
He has a pretty cool desk, though, I gotta say. He's got like the video editor open, the other editor open.
This looks like a video that was made to like go on Kickstarter. Okay, he's got his Kickstarter video ready to go right here. This one, all right. You got the Office video, a little bit of gameplay. He's got a mastering composition like textbook on his desk. All right.
Honestly, it just looks like No Man's Sky, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But again, it's SpatialOS, so you know it's never going to happen. It's like anytime a game advertises SpatialOS, just read that as like this game is never going to happen because literally every game that used SpatialOS so far has been literal vaporware. And I hate when they show a gameplay of like a model running around in open fields. I hate that term gameplay being applied to like the most basic of basic nonsense. Like having a model running around in an open field is what anyone can do if they open up download Unreal Engine 4 today, load up some default like preset assets, and you can do that like within like an hour. And a nice open field, a character model can just run around in that field. That's not gameplay. That's nothing. Anyone can do that. It's I hate seeing that as gameplay nowadays.
Speaking of these kind of upcoming in development games, Mar, did you hear about Book of Travels, another Kickstarter game?
Ooh, you know it's good because it was on Kickstarter.
So I think it just ended. They definitely hit they raised 2.5 million Swedish money. I don't know what that is in real money.
2.2 million Swedish money? Nice.
But the trailer looks pretty cool. So they're calling it an MMO. It doesn't really look like an MMO, to be honest. Let's see if this starts.
It's 230 grand. There you go.
That's it? All right. Well, that's kind of cool, but
there's a Steam page up for it already. I didn't see the Kickstarter, but there's a Steam page. It says it's coming in December. It's just 2020. Just 2020. There's no date exactly when. But they are calling themselves an MMO with online PvP and multiplayer. So it's supposed to be an MMO.
It looks like a live storybook. I don't know what part of it's supposed to be MMO, but we'll see.
It looks strange. Is it by like a real company or is it by like?
No. This is their first game. They've been in stealth mode for a long time. But I am kind of glad that they basically are using Kickstarter as a final advertising campaign and not an actual start. So this game did not start on Kickstarter. So apparently they've been working on this for years, and now that they're almost done with the game, they're going on Kickstarter.
That's so much better. I hate when like these random people put up Kickstarters for nothing, who have no experience making games, who have nothing but like a couple sketches. I mean, we talked about the hilarious one 2 weeks ago with that one guard tower or something, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that they actually have something already and now they're going to Kickstarter for like that final push and some extra money, that's fair. Even though like you can argue that that's not the purpose of Kickstarter. You know, Kickstarter is for
it's not the purpose.
It's not the purpose of Kickstarter, but I feel like I'd rather back that because I know I'm getting something that's real. That's tangible. Mm-hmm. That's the way to go.
So I do think eventually Kickstarter will end up just being basically a pre-order platform rather than like something you give money to and then wait 10 years. Because I mean, it works with board games. I know a lot of board games get funded on a Kickstarter because with a board game, you write the rules, right? And then you basically use the Kickstarter money to get the physical game made, and you're done. Whereas a game takes like 10 years to make. So the lag is just too much for people. That you cannot expect people to wait 10 years for their product.
Yeah, for video games, especially MMOs, like maybe simple video games. I've seen some actually. Listen, there are a lot of games that can be made on Kickstarter by indie studios and maybe individuals, but not MMOs. That's the key difference. I've seen some really, really good like video games on Kickstarter. There was one really crazy one that actually, I want to see if I can find it. It was a Mega Man Battle Network like inspired game on Kickstarter. It used the same like combat mechanics from Mega Man Battle Network, which is a very, very like niche kind of game. It's called One Step from Eden. Let me see. I dropped you the link. This is like a good example of a company using Kickstarter for a video game that's not an MMO, that's actually like legit. So when they put this video up, this Kickstarter page up, from day one, they had the first like world done and playable completely, and you saw exactly what you were getting. So it's really cool actually. So if you like Mega Man Battle Network, maybe try out their demo and see if you like this game. But like, you gotta give players something like actual gameplay. I just hate seeing like models running around open fields and calling that gameplay. That's nothing. Here you can see what the game is about immediately, and then fund the game if you like it. Yeah, but there are real games that come out on Kickstarter. It's just MMOs that come out on Kickstarter are all garbage, almost universally garbage.
Yeah,
This is the way to do it.
It's just too long, it just requires too much. Too much.
Mm-hmm. What happened to Crowfall? It's still in the works, Amex. It's still in the pipes. All right, they're working on it.
Is it ever coming out? Yeah.
Who knows? Honestly, with every one of those games, who knows? I mean, we got a big update on Star Citizen this last week. They're up to over $250 million all time for Star Citizen.
Yep.
They were selling some expensive
$250 billion.
Easily one of the most expensive games ever developed. I think it's going to be the most expensive video game ever developed by the time it either launches or shuts down or whatever happens. Cheatify, that's a good point. It is remarkable that so many studios, like so many people, can like take money from people without having any actual content to show for themselves. Like I would be embarrassed to make a Kickstarter, even if I believed in my stuff, right? Like to take money from people is kind of a big thing. It's a big ask. Like if I take your money, I feel I'm responsible for it. Like if I promise you something, I would just feel bad taking anyone's money if I wasn't like 1,000% sure I could deliver what I promised, right? It's just remarkable that so many people can launch these Kickstarters with like a lot of these smaller companies, like no certainty they can deliver these products and still take all this money from people. Chronicles of Elyria, Ashes of Creation, all that nonsense.
Yeah, I think it self-selects for either straight-up con men, which I think is kind of rare.
Or delusional dreamers.
Exactly. Number 2, delusional people who just don't know what it takes. And then they just kind of say they promise everything because they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone mentioned Pantheon. So you might know, guys, that there was some actually bad news around Pantheon recently.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, the founder of the studio making Pantheon, Brad McQuaid, passed away. He was pretty young. I don't know actually what happened. He was in his 50s. 51 only. So Pantheon will keep going. They said they're going to keep working on it, but it's definitely a setback, I think, in terms of losing your head visionary. He was the lead designer of EverQuest, yes.
Which was arguably like what really catapulted MMOs like to the mainstream before WoW. I mean, it was like Ultima Online was like the first commercial success MMORPG on a large scale, and then EverQuest kind of like amplified that like tenfold, right? It was only after World of Warcraft that became like mainstream, but like it went from WoW, it went from Ultima Online to EverQuest to World of Warcraft. So big F in the chat for Wayne Ripperino.
So there's that, and so I think a lot of these Kickstarter MMOs, the first generation of them, like Crowfall, Pantheon, Ashes. No, actually, Ashes not first. Chronicles of Elyria. I mean, we're still waiting for these guys. Camelot Unchained. So I don't know if we're ever gonna get these, but I don't know.
Oh, did you know Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle made $2 billion?
I heard it's a lot of money.
That's a lot. Oof. These mobile games out there, they are minting money. That's crazy. $2 billion? Holy moly. That's like Altai, that's like as much as the entire Metal Gear Solid franchise made in his lifetime in like 30 years. Isn't that something?
That's
Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Yeah, and I think it's I think a lot of the money that's been poured into these MMOs, had it went to like these mobile games, it would have been a lot more profitable.
Yeah, definitely.
Star Citizen mobile strategy game. There we go.
There you go.
Coming next.
My biggest problem with so many mobile MMOs or mobile games is you really can't play with other people. There's like no multiplayer. Like with any of these games, especially early on. Yes, you can play Dragalia Lost with friends like later on doing raids, but like when I want to play like immediately with other people. But then again, I guess you can make that complaint for PC MMORPGs as well, where nowadays if you're playing like FF14, wow, like at no point you actually like party with somebody until late game. Because you just kind of follow the quest chain automatically to like way later on. But like there's something to be said about a game where like you launch the game, right? Whatever happened to an MMORPG where you just launch the game, you're like in the middle of a very small town, you just go outside town and you start grinding. What happened to that model, Altai? Like you could do this in Fly for Fun. You could do that in Luna Online, where you just start in the shit town, you walk outside, you can start grinding. You can add your friends to your party and start grinding together. Like what happened to that, Altai? I prefer that over not being able to play with friends for like 100 hours.
I mean I do too, but I think the success of mobile games with that strategy you said where you auto play for like the first whatever X hours, it's so popular that I think PC players or gamers have also copied it. So PC developers have copied that same model, I think. And I don't think it goes away.
Rip. Big yikes.
I got a fun game on Steam for you, Omer.
Let's see it.
Have you heard of Man Standing?
No idea. Never heard of it.
Well, it's very similar to another game you might have heard of.
Man Standing. Is it Last Man Standing? No. What is this?
It's supposed to be Death Stranding. It's a shitty copy of Death Stranding called Man Standing.
But Hideo Kojima. Nice. There's no way. This is just a troll game. Hideo, is he really just trying to get people to not realize it was the right person? No, it's a meme because you can see him carrying the block on the back. This pretty great though, actually. I want to try.
It's coming out December 10th, guys. So get ready.
Get ready for Man Standing. There you go. Look at that gameplay. It's a guy walking through open fields. All right, this is some riveting gameplay. He's showing as much content as Ash of Creation right here. All right, and he did it without the millions of dollars they raised.
So if you don't want to spend $60 on Death Stranding, this is a good alternative for you.
I like how they say mature content description. We have blood, gore, and violence. They all mean the same thing, but there you go, guys. Man Standing. All right, let's talk about a game that everyone's been hyped for such a long time, but we really haven't seen any update for in a while. Lost Ark, Altai. Lost Ark. There was a post on MMO Culture this last week, so thanks to them for sharing the story. MMO Culture, they translated some job posting on Smilegate's official website for an overseas business product manager, all right, that speaks and can communicate effectively in English. You know what that means, Altai? That means they might eventually be making Lost Ark for Western release eventually, all right? It's like the only nugget of information that we got for Lost Ark on any kind of Western release in some time. So we're kind of grasping at straws here, but we got something, all right? They're hiring some dude for overseas business product management that speaks English, all right?
I mean, it means it's shocking that they waited this long just to start with the hiring process. Yeah.
So it's pretty weird that they're not capitalizing on the hype for Lost Ark, because there is a lot of hype for this game. And we had somebody in the chat said they played the Russian version. And the Russian version is kind of progressing along as well. So right now the game is only out in South Korea and Russia, I believe. So it is making its progress. So the Russian version is playable. So after that will be the NA version probably. And there's so much hype for this game. Like, the MMORPG community is looking for a game to play. That's the only reason people have ever people played Bless, right? The only reason Bless had any player base is people were looking for a new MMORPG to play. There is hype for a new MMORPG, and hopefully Lost Ark doesn't kind of miss that window where people are really excited to play the game.
I think they're risking it. Again, we don't know exactly when it's going to come out, but if they come out in late 2020,
that's my guess, late 2020.
If they don't make it in that window, I think they're going to be competing with the Path of Exile 2. So, and I think that a lot of it's a very similar kind of game, actually, right? The action RPG element.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to split a lot of their attention. So they got to come out at the latest by late 2020.
My guess is we get an announcement in early 2020, and then we get the game to launch in late 2020. That's Remo's guess based on how I feel the air at the moment. Right? That's how I feel the winds blowing at the moment.
And we'll see. I mean, they've been a little slower than I thought they would be, to be honest, because. It started with a huge. Do you remember when this game launched in Korea? It was number one on Twitch in the US.
There's hype for it. There's real hype for this game, and people who have played it said they really like the combat. I know GDFI in our chat just mentioned he played the KR and RU versions. It is pretty pay to win, but the combat is fun. I mean, honestly, as long as there's a threshold for pay to win that kind of offends my sensibilities. As long as you don't offend my sensibilities, I'm usually okay with pay to win. As long as it's not too far. I know a lot of people are very big sticklers for pay to win. If any amount of pay to win kind of turns them off. But as long as they don't sell outright weapons, something crazy, I'm okay with it. As long as it doesn't feel like a really giant inconvenience, I'll be okay with it. But satisfying combat is very, very important. Few games get the combat, satisfying.
All right, and let's quickly touch on the Riot Games thing. So you guys, I'm sure we mentioned this earlier. Riot basically got sued for having a sexist work environment for ladies. And finally, after years of this nonsense, they settled. And this is kind of being billed as a big deal. But so it's a $10 million fund. It's a $10 million settlement. That's not per employee or anything. It's a total $10 million fund split among every single woman who's worked at Riot Games for the past 5 years. So I'm curious how much per person that's going to be. And it's so funny.
We can guesstimate based on how many employees Riot has. How many employees do they have all time?
Riot Games employees.
Probably at least 5,000. I see on LinkedIn they have 4,187 employees on LinkedIn.
But how many are women? Probably a minority.
All right, let's say half. All right, fair.
There's no
Probably
way it's
my-
hacked, but fine. Let's just say it is.
Actually, it says, I mean, 25, it says 2,500 on the Wikipedia page, but LinkedIn says 4,000 something. So let's just say this 3,000. All right, we'll go on the high end, and we'll say 1,500 of them are women. All right. I mean, and let's say this is all women that worked in the last 5 years. So let's say their turnover is maybe once every 2 years. So we're gonna multiply this number by 2.5. Take the number a bit higher. We're up to 3,750. So we're gonna divide the 10 million by 3,750. Each woman should get $2,666. Not bad.
But and here's the funny part. So they couldn't really prove any harm because if they could, it'd be the ones that got harmed that got it, right? There's no way every single woman got like abused or whatever, right? Or so it just just seems like it's a total like here's some money. We don't want to just settle this and end this. Let's move on. This is nonsense. And remember, they got to pay taxes on that. They got some administrative time and effort there. So this seems like a big nothing burger in my opinion. But
in the scope of Riot's revenue, it is a big nothing burger. But again, people do view it as a win. And again, I'm not too privy on exactly what went down over there, right? So I don't think I can kind of brush it aside as like, oh, nothing happened. Buck up, I don't know. I wasn't there. I did hear stories even from Australia where like even that original Kotaku article. I mean, one of the managers would just like walk up to people and fart on their faces. Like, what the fuck, right? It was a very strange environment, right?
Well, so I bet the guy who he farted on didn't get anything.
No, of course not.
It's just part. No, that's the thing. Like, so if it was a toxic work environment, right? The guy should have got money too. Like, well, I don't want a guy farting on my face just because I'm a dude. Like what?
Hold on. This settlement was specifically not for like the settlement was specifically for the pay differences between men and women. So the argument, what they settled on, was specifically that women were paid less for doing the same work. That was it. It was not related to anything else. So they were arguing that if you were a woman at Riot, you just made less money than if you were a guy for doing the same kind of work.
All right. Well,
Stealthy Assault says you're not a bro, Altai. Yeah, just take the fart, Altai, and fart in his face later. All right.
I guess that's the way you got to do it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm not really. It's not a big deal. 10 million is nothing for this company, so I think this is just a move on kind of settlement.
Yeah, our estimate was about $2,666 per female employee, and this on the high end, by the way. We multiplied by 2.5 for over the last 5 years and whatnot. Farting isn't cheating. There you go. Ekis Prime lets us know. But it is. I think the settlement is a big nothing burger. But you do have to hand it to Kotaku for basically doing some real journalism over here. I know a lot of people hate on Kotaku, and they do some really bad takes on a lot of things. But whether you agree with it or not, they did some real journalism. Like more than we do here at MMOs.com. Let me tell you though, we did do once in a blue moon. We do real journalism too, right? It's pretty rare. So they actually interviewed a lot of ex-workers. They brought this story to the world, right? And it ended in a $10 million settlement. So it was something. Good for them, all right? They did some actual journalism.
Indeed. And
what was your actual... do you remember doing any actual journalism for MMOs.com, Altai?
Journalism? No. If journalism requires you to talk to somebody, like get some information, no. I did. I think I did.
Or introduce new information, maybe.
Maybe the Nexon thing I did.
Yeah, you could. You kind of did a little bit more digging there than usual.
Yeah,
you published Nexon's losses in the American division. Which
I don't think anyone specifically said they've never made money in America, or they've continuously lost money in America. I think but they basically shed on the American market. Look, remember, Nexon was the one who basically pioneered the free-to-play model here in the West, right? And by doing that, they introduced the West to this model, right? And lots of other free-to-play companies followed. A lot of American companies were forced to go free-to-play. And guess what? It's not like Nexon made any money off this.
Nope, they
basically walked in and farted on our face, ruined games for us, and then left. Okay, with their shitty, and they lost money doing this.
There you go. I think the only actual journalism I did was this. All right, this was an article I put up on. I kind of recognized it on my own. I basically just I was on Steam looking at the launch for this shit game. It was called Otherland, and I was reading the reviews, and they were all completely fake. So you can see some of the fake reviews on the actual post over there. Some of them are actually pretty funny. In the article over there.
The article, okay.
Yeah, I linked it to you. This article got coverage on literally every gaming subreddit, like on all of Reddit, on PC Master Race, gaming, MMORPG, True Gaming, front page on everything. Like this was probably one of our most read articles on MMOs.com, period, because of how much coverage it got on literally every gaming website and gaming subreddit on Reddit. And they were basically buying fake reviews, and it was so painfully out. This was like the most obvious fake reviews I've ever seen. The most remarkable part was nobody else wrote this story. Like nobody even cared to look. And the only reason I found it was pure coincidence. I was gonna try this game on Steam, and do a video for on MMOs.com, and I remember playing it and was like, oh my god, this game is so bad. Like, this is hilarious how bad this game is. And I want to see what other people are saying. So I look at the Steam reviews, they were all obviously fake.
0.0 hours on record. They weren't even like subtle about it.
Yeah, but just read some of those reviews out loud, Altai. They're so like, they make no sense.
I don't realize what server issues other individuals have. For me, everything worked great. Game is an incredible and extremely different experience. 5 out of 5 stars. This game is an awesome cutting-edge game. It is right now in the early get to arranges, which is basically the beta stage, okay? I was pursuing a few audits, and a few individuals were griping about bugs and different issues. You're actually playing the game as an analyzer, and there are still an issues to...
Nobody speaks like this.
Yeah, who writes like this? And again, 0.0 hours on record. So, I don't know, the whole thing seems silly. It
is so obviously fake. Like, they spent no effort to make these reviews even believable. Like, they had hundreds of reviews like this, and we called them out on it, and we kind of forced them to make a reply, and they made an official reply saying, we don't know how those fake reviews got there, but we'll take them down. Come on, guys, they paid for them. But the problem is, they didn't pay like a real company to make those fake reviews. They went on Fiverr. They got the cheap shit done. They got their fake reviews done by the lowest bidder. All right, they got the lowest quality fake reviews.com, and we called them out on it. So that's like the only real journalism we did that I remember on MMOs.com. All right.
Yeah, I think these fake reviews, are a bigger issue on every game. It's just most people are smarter about it than this.
That's true. I think there are so many fake reviews on Amazon, on Steam, for a lot of things, and for like, it's so important when you launch a game on Steam to have reviews. Why wouldn't you? Like, there's so much incentive to kind of like push fake reviews. I know, what was that one? What was that game? They launched as a buy-to-play game on Steam. They were named Incel Games. They were by Incel Games. Yes, that was the actual studio name. It was called Incel Games. They launched this really garbage sci-fi like top-down MMORPG with some shooting elements, and they got a shitstorm on Steam once a email from their CEO leaked, telling all their employees to leave 5-star ratings on Steam. And after that, they shut down. And they were actually called Incel Games. Yeah, no joke. So clearly, they did a really bad job of like getting their fake reviews. But like, you can bet every game is going to be asking all their friends and family to leave 5-star reviews. Yeah, it is against Steam's TOS, obviously. But like, how does Steam know that?
But is it cheating?
Oh! It is cheating, Altai.
No, it's not cheating. It's against the TOS.
They're deceiving customers. It's unfair. They're unfairly getting a higher score, right, than they otherwise would have.
Hey, this guy's review. Andre Tesson says it's a great game.
Yeah, he got 0 hours played. He's lying.
Well, okay, maybe he's lying, but that's his opinion, man.
If the goal of the game is to get high stars, the way you get those stars is cheating, Altai. All right.
Mm-hmm. No, cheating would be if you hacked into Steam and place them yourself without someone.
Nope. But yeah, I think, what percent of reviews do you think on Amazon are fake? I mean, there are scripts that tell you
50% easy.
Yeah, it's nuts how many like fake reviews are a real problem. It's just only the really bad ones ever get caught. Like the most obvious ones get caught. But people still really rely on reviews, and I do as well, you know?
I try not to. I don't look at those user reviews. I don't trust them.
You don't trust them? By the way, here was the official response from the company in the article, if you saw it, Altai.
Yeah,
this was the official developer response on the fake review scandal that we kind of called them out on.
So they claim they did not buy them. They gave a bunch of keys.
Mm-hmm. And all those people left literally like incomprehensible reviews. Hundreds of incomprehensible reviews. Yeah, we ain't buying it. This game is actually still around, I think. Otherland? Let me see if it is. If it is, we really should play it, Altai. Maybe for like a joke. This game is unbearably bad.
Otherland?
It's based on a book too. If I was the author, like I'd be ashamed that like they turned my sci-fi book into like this hot garbage. It's one of the few games where you do the tutorial, right? But if the triggers don't like work at the right time, you're permanently stuck in the tutorial. You gotta make a new character. Like this happens like on my first playthrough. My character literally got stuck permanently in the tutorial. No one of logging in and off would fix it, so I had to make a new character. Like a game is bad when that happens. It is one of the worst moves I've ever played, Amex. Yeah, this was quite bad.
It looks so trippy.
Somebody said it shut down, but the Steam page is still up for some reason. They could have shut it down without actually doing anything with it. No. There was a Halloween event on October 25th. November 7th. Yeah, the game is still going. There's a Halloween event going on in November 7th, 2019. It's actually pretty odd. But yeah. It shuts down but relaunched. There you go. Otherland next. Yeah, I think they added the word next to the game, and it's a new game now. Yeah, E. Ballard, Rest in Pepperoni, Otherland. I mean, I think a lot of people that liked the book probably had hopes for it, but it went nowhere.
Here's a fun
Game sucked.
Here's a fun story. So Omar and I were talking about this just before the podcast. I did not know that Gamigo released financial reports. So
Neither did I.
we were looking at it earlier. So Gamigo, the company that also owns Tryon now, so they run a bunch of games.
Mm-hmm.
In the last quarter, so in 3 months, they made 200,000 euros in profit.
Good for them. I was blown away that this company was actually profitable. I mean, I figured most of these MMORPGs, like free-to-play MMORPGs in the West, don't make any money. I imagine most lose money, actually, like quite a bit. Like we see Nexon literally bleeds millions of dollars every quarter. Every year they lose like $50 million, something crazy on their American and European operations. So to see Gamigo is actually profitable, even though it's like a very marginal, very slim profit, was still pretty surprising to me.
Yeah, and their sales went up a lot, quarter over quarter, probably because they're kind of swallowing up the Tryon purchase. So we'll see what they do with those Tryon games, and if they can keep that momentum.
They had 14.5 million euros in the last quarter, apparently, which again is more than I thought, actually. So good for them.
That's revenue.
They got a big boost. Yeah, revenue. They got a big boost from Arcade Unchained as well. But what's really interesting about Gamigo, I feel like a lot of people don't realize, is that beyond games, they have a division where they own like gaming websites. They own MMOs.com and MMORPG.de, right? So isn't that really weird? Like the company that makes MMORPGs owns a website that reviews MMORPGs?
Well, it's smart. They can give themselves good reviews. Now, is that cheating?
Is that cheating? It is definitely a little bit deceptive, right? They own MMORPG.de as well. But the funny thing is, like, they mention it on their earnings report, but like this website doesn't really get updated very often. If you look at their homepage, they stopped updating their news since July of 2017. But they felt like they still mention it in their earnings report that they own this website, which is very strange because like if they don't update the website, why would they mention it on their earnings report? Very odd. But they do still update MMOgames.com though, I think. I'm curious what reviews they give their own games.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's you don't see that very often where like a game company actually owns a website that reviews games. That's usually very, very strange. I can't imagine giving themselves bad reviews though. Kind of look up what Arcade's got on there. I'm pretty sure they could still keep it separate. I'm pretty sure some of our old reviews are still on MMOgames.com, Altai.
Don't they also own Riot Games? Yes, they own Riot Games.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a
so
little
Altai, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, here's a fun little job posting in New Jersey for if you guys live there. So the Microsoft Store in New Jersey is hiring a full-time gaming expert, and that's all. I just thought that was pretty funny. So
a gaming expert.
Gaming expert. That's right.
Are you a gaming expert?
What were we gonna say?
Do you think some of our old reviews are on MMOgames.com? Yeah, that was originally one of our first gaming websites.
Probably. I'm sure they removed their names and stuff. Actually,
Yeah,
I might have lost a lot though when they did a transition, with some new theme.
With the new theme and new website. It's pretty crazy because like we made MMO games. We made the precursor to MMOgames.com, which they bought from us. We made MMOhuts.com, and now we have MMOs.com. We had quite a few websites in this space. Interesting that a German company owns this now.
Yeah, I'm sure this is not a very high-paying job, but if you want to work at the Microsoft Store, it's a way in.
It's AGW. I think we paid around $3,000 for MMOs.com, just a domain name, which is not bad considering it's 4 digits, 4 letters, and it's an acronym. If it was 3 letters, it'd be worth a lot more. I think I remember we told the story in the past. We tried to buy MMO.com without the S, right? Just MMO.com. We offered the guy like $75,000, and he said no. So that was the highest price we offered, and they gave us a big old nope. But I'm glad with MMOs.com. We bought MMOs.com. Oof, it's been a while. Do you remember when we bought MMOs.com?
For 4 years ago.
Yeah, it'll be my email though. I'm pretty sure I have it there. Yeah, it's at least like 4 or 5 years ago. MMO sounds better. Yeah, MMO.com doesn't really make sense. It's got to be plural because like we're not covering just one game.
Or did you hear about this? So Nexon is making an in-house mobile emulator.
Yes, I think it's pretty cool actually.
Yes. I think this right here is going to be the future. a lot more of these mobile companies are going to make this kind of thing where their games are going to be cross-platform on PC, running through an emulator, so that PC players can play, with their mobile cohorts.
Yeah, those were Project V or something, and we've already seen that with Lineage 2M is doing it for their game already. The Korean PC client is going to have basically just like a built-in Android emulator just for that game. So it's their own NCSoft's official emulator for their own games. And yeah, we're obviously going to see that for their big budget titles. Again, we've seen how much money Lineage M and Lineage 2 Revolution make per user, and it'd be crazy not to do that. I'm actually kind of surprised we don't have any kind of like PC clients for Brawl Stars or like other really popular like games like that already.
I'm not surprised by that. I think the reason it works for Lineage is because it's a IP that kind of started on PC. So there's still a lot of PC players that are kind of aware of it at least. When it comes to things like Brawl Stars, I think not everyone who plays it is going to play on mobile. Nobody wants the younger people play Brawl Stars and stuff like that, and none of them have PCs to begin with. I think PC gaming is definitely going to skew older and older, especially now. I don't see kids who are growing up playing mobile games today. I don't see them ever really graduating to PC gaming.
Okay, interesting. I was looking at MMORPG. Did you hear about the Chronicles of Elyria loot box they're selling now?
Oh, it's like $75 or something.
Yeah, they're selling a $75 loot box.
Yeah, I heard about this, and then people are saying this is people complaining about it. And honestly, at this point, if you're giving money to Chronicles of Elyria, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I feel like you deserve to be scammed, honestly.
Yeah, I have way less faith in Chronicles of Elyria than I do in Ashes of Creation.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, it's remarkable that it just I feel like at this point it just feels like a joke to a point where like the developers, oh yeah, how much more can we squeeze out of our players that like they think this game is ever going to come out? Like it just seems like a joke at this point, but people keep buying it.
Dude, you can buy a calendar.
Yeah, dude, you get a random item, dude. $75.
And look, some people in the Reddit were complaining that the first few comments on the forum were probably, fake posts. So what do you guys think?
This looks interesting. Cool, I love it. Yeah, it's fake, 100%. Come on.
Who just posted this?
Oh yeah, they announced. Can you imagine them announcing a loot box in a game, like $75 loot box, and the first two comments are, "This looks interesting, cool, love it." Nobody loves it, guys. Come, you can like, you might like enjoy loot boxes, or you don't mind them, right? Nobody's like, "Fuck yeah, dude, $80 loot boxes, $75 loot box, sign me up." Literally, nobody ever says that. These are obviously fake comments. I do love surprises. That one could be real if he's trying to make a meme out of it.
And then the real comments start a little bit later. People are like, is this a joke? This is a joke, right?
Yeah. Once you get to number 6, I think is when the real comments begin. What's the loot boxes? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, the longest night calendar mechanics. Can we see what we could get at least? Yeah, this is pretty funny. Yikes. What I always find amusing, Altai, is if you look at this thread, the signatures people leave on their forums, right? People have like guilds, right, and like communities already forming in so many of these like up and coming MMORPGs that aren't even out yet. Like this guy's got Queen, Consort, and Duchess of the Violent Winterland of Alessa. They're recruiting counts, barons, mayors, citizens, and more. Come on, dude! This game ain't never coming out. Why are you so excited? Like, what is with these? Are you seeing this?
Some heavy LARPing going on.
There's some serious. If you click through all that, look at this. Look at this. Look.
Which one?
Bless your heart, Violent Winterland. Bless your heart for being so innocent. Right? What is this? Look at this hardcore role playing.
Let's RP shame here, guys. Let's go.
Listen, it just if you're gonna like this guy's got 2,000 posts on the Chronicles of Elyria forums. All right, for a game that's never gonna come out.
Royal Duchy.
Loot boxes. Come on, like roleplay somewhere else. Have good anywhere else but this. There's nothing wrong with role-playing, but it's remarkable that the role-playing is happening. Like, they spent so much effort role-playing on this game that's literally never going to come out. Or like, it hasn't come out in like years and years and years. It seems mega sketchy.
But listen, they have a government structure, guys. There's a ducal officers, the ministry, right? Minister of RD, Minister of Defense, open position. You guys can apply right now. Minister of Roleplay.
Scroll down to People's Court, Altai, in the second post.
Courts, People's Court.
Read that.
The member
members are required to do certain actions.
Court of aristocracy title.
What is this? There's some serious role playing going on here, Altai. I do feel sorry for these people that like you're building your community and like your RP world on a game that's never going to come out. Like if it was any other game, there's nothing wrong with role playing. That's fine. Like just literally all this effort you spend on this game to roleplay is just so weird because, yikes. Minister of ERP? Hell yeah, there you go, Saffron.
I do kind of like this parchment look on the forums, though.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, it's pretty clean.
Just let them whisper of a dream. That's fair, Canaris. Maybe we shouldn't pop their bubbles. Maybe they're having a jolly old time, all right?
You know what's funny, though? Seeing this forum, it takes me back in time, like 20 years, where every single post has this, like, signature banner, this animated avatar, picture.
Although, do you remember back in the day when these old forums like this? Like, I thought people that had cool signatures were like the coolest people in the world. Like, that was like badass, The people with like Photoshop that made their own signatures and their own like avatars, and I was writing the default shit. That was really cool. I like that stuff.
This guy's more my vibe. He has like the default no signature. He's a just a blank avatar. Okay, this guy knows what's up.
I want you to I'm trying to find this old meme picture I had as one of my first avatars that I kept going for a long time. I'm never gonna be able to find it though. It was like this fat guy with eggs for his eyes. You know what I'm talking about all the time?
Vaguely.
Let me see if we can find it. There you go. I learned Photoshop because of signatures. Yeah, like back in the day, if you had a cool signature and a cool like avatar, you were awesome. All right. That was the shit back then, boys. Okay, I found one of my first signatures I had for a long time. I found it because I remember using it on Epic Mafia. Zoom in on that picture, right? I had this signature like over 10 years ago on like forums. This was an old meme, all right? Anybody remember this picture? I sold it for somebody else, obviously. This was a cool avatar back in the day, all right? I think I had this on EG, right? On the EG website.
This should be a Twitch emote.
This should be a Twitch emote. Make an emote.
Somebody do it. Somebody with the skills required, go do it.
This was such an old picture. There's a bigger version of it too, obviously. Interesting, Cheetafy. People are simply delusional. People are trying to live out their MMO dreams in a void. That's true. And it happened to Star Citizen too. There are so many guilds and like so many like communities of role players formed their own countries in Star Citizen. There was war between different factions of these role playing communities, and they fell apart before the game even launched. That's interesting. Better Twitch TV. There you go. With better Twitch TV, you get infinite emotes.
I'm excited for CitizenCon 2020.
Another CitizenCon. I don't know. That game is crazy. Honestly, I would love to hear from somebody that spent like $1,700 on one of those ships that they sold out just like last weekend, up to over 250 million. Oh, I'm sure you heard the Stadia launch. That's not doing so well apparently.
No, I heard it's buggy and.
Yeah, apparently it's a hot mess. But like we did kind of, we were optimistic on Stadia, so maybe we should make at least comment on that. I think it's too early to write it off.
Yes, I think they're actually gonna have a free tier. I didn't know about this. So, but it's not gonna come out for months. So I think this is consider this the beta. I think when they want to get everything ready for the free tier launch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because they say you can use a Chromecast to play, right? But a lot of people complain that the Chromecast are getting too hot. Like they can't handle the load.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen the videos of like the input delay, and it's atrocious. Like it just sometimes it's okay, but other times it's like a 2-second delay, and it makes it unplayable to play an FPS game or any other like serious game like that. Again, it's still pretty early on, but if they can't fix that, it's dead in water. But I think that they will be able to fix it though eventually.
I think ultimately the big tech companies are going to end up buying. Well, I think Microsoft is well positioned because they own Xbox, right? So they can just be their streaming platform like an Xbox. Mm-hmm. As for Google or whatever, I think they're gonna have to buy, the PlayStation or all of Sony. It'd be nothing for them to do it.
Interestingly, like a lot of game companies in China, or the tech companies in China, right? Like Alibaba, Tencent, they all own gaming companies. Like video games are like such a big part of like Alibaba's and like a Tencent's business model, right? We don't really see that too much in the West. Like there's like gaming companies and there are tech companies, but rarely are they merged together, right? And we might be seeing that, eventually with I guess with Google if they're pushing Stadia even further.
Yeah, I don't know if Google is going to be the one to pulls it off, right? But I think Amazon is also going to be trying it next year, and maybe Amazon will have more luck because they own Twitch. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine going on Twitch, the website, and a streamer is like playing, I don't know, like a shooting game, like let's say a lobby. Imagine a streamer Imagine we open a lobby, right, for Combat Arms, whatever. And imagine you can just click it. You can literally click the screen you're watching that on the browser. You're watching us play. You can click join, and you're playing Combat Arms right there in the browser.
Boom.
With the streamer you want. I think that's going to be kind of pretty epic if they can pull that off.
Yeah, I think a while to go for that, but eventually. That's a dream with streaming, game streaming.
Yeah, I think that's one thing Sony messed up on. I mean Google. Google just picked all these like shitty single player games like what's it called? Assassin's Creed. Like, who cares? Who cares how I play Assassin's Creed, right? I'll buy a $200 PlayStation and play my, But so Twitch integration, I think, is going to be what makes it really popular.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're seeing some like new games with like Twitch integration with like streamer games. I know I played one last night with Shu. I forgot the name of it though. Like anyone in the chat can like join in, and like it's weird. I can't explain it right now.
Yeah, and I know PS4 already has streaming, but I think what's going to make it interesting is, like I said, just basically streaming it straight from where you're watching a streamer and you can kind of join in right there, or you're watching your friend and you can jump in. Because if you already had the PlayStation, why do you need streaming for it?
True. The one thing that kind of surprised me in that Gamigo earnings report, Alta, you mentioned it yourself that Iron Sight wasn't out yet. It was like still in beta, right?
Open beta, yeah.
Open beta. So when I read that in the earnings report, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I thought Iron Sight not only like did it launch already. I thought it already shut down, but apparently it didn't launch yet. Like I thought for sure this game is already shut down. But nope, apparently not.
I think with Counter-Strike going free to play, I think a lot of these games are in trouble. All right, what else? What else you got?
Anything else juicy, Altai? Any drama this week? You're the drama guy.
I'm the drama guy?
Yeah, you're the guy that actually you watch those Twitch videos of like this week in Twitch drama, all right? I've only ever seen those with you.
I just want to see.
Altai thrives on drama.
I want to see who's getting banned and for what, all right?
Altai loves seeing people get banned, all right?
I do.
Even though you're the guy that says no one should ever be banned for anything, right?
I agree. I want to keep up with the nonsense that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Game Awards coming up in a week. Any predictions? Listen, Game of the Year, boys. Game of the Year is going to obviously go towards Ragnarok Online for the 15th year in a row. All right, every year Ragnarok Online, best game.
Actually, it's funny. We just put up a story this week about a new European server for Ragnarok that launched like a few months ago, and it's kind of like classic WoW. They just released their PvP feature, kind of around the same time WoW released their honor system for their classic server. So
it's weird though with this. Why is there an EU version and an A version? I'll tell you why. That pesky GDPR.
Good. GDPR is good.
Those Europeans, Altai, are splitting the community. All right, they are destroying MMO worlds.
The ban hammer. It's a good.
Right, that's a good idea.
Most unjust banning. Oh, the server's empty. That's a shame.
Rip. Oh, the other fun drama was Altai. I'm sure you've heard the ninja thing, right? The ninja meme.
Oh, the kicking the ball.
Yeah, Ninja was like saying, they came and kicked the ball.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, yeah, I don't know why he said that.
Dude, you're playing video games or something. He's like, no, dude, it's so much harder. Oh god, did the original tweet?
No, but someone in chat is mentioning something funny too. So some kid was literally hacking in a tournament for Fortnite. Okay, then he got banned, and he made a video about himself crying about it. Like, what do you expect?
What?
Look! If you want to hack in a tournament and you can win money, right? Hey, as long as you don't get caught, you're taking that risk, but don't play the victim, or don't be surprised.
This was Ninja's always kind of been a drama magnet himself too. I think at one point he said like they shouldn't have banned a guy for cheating. I think a streamer got caught cheating, right?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, he was defending him, saying he shouldn't be banned. So that's a big yikes.
I remember, the Disguised Toast, his streamer, he went to Facebook. So Facebook is trying to be a streaming service too now. I know they had one, but I don't know if they went anywhere. I
mean, there's still Facebook Gaming, I think, but they're not really paying anybody to go to their platform, so who knows?
They paid Disguised Toast.
Okay, have you ever been to like, what was the one that they paid? Who's buying everyone? Where's Ninja streaming now?
Mixer.
Have you ever been to Mixer?
No.
To this day, I have never been to Mixer. Not once. You haven't either, Altai? I'm gonna go there for the first time ever.
I like D Live actually, because they don't ban people. That's why I like them.
Malicious Black. It hasn't launched yet. You're talking about Wii game, right? It has not launched here yet. I know Mail.ru want to do their own Russian version of it as well, but it's gonna have a very tough time competing with Epic Games already splashing money around everywhere, and Steam. If you want to take any market share in this in that Steam alternative, you have to spend a lot of money on just bribe people with free games, and even with that, Epic Games only has so many users. Yeah, both Shroud and Ninja are on Mixer apparently. Yeah, like Canary said, it's weird. The platform does matter. Obviously, if you bring a big user like Ninja and Shroud, it will bring some fans over. I know Canaris watches Shroud once in a while, and I used to watch Shroud once in a blue moon, right? If I see him live when I'm doing absolutely nothing, or maybe I want to listen to him while working, I'll click on his stream and listen to it, right? But now that he's on Mixer, I have never been to Mixer, and I have no intention of ever going on Mixer. So it's just weird.
Yeah, apparently. So Ninja's live right now with only 8,000 people on Mixer. I'm sure he'd have more than that if he was on.
No,
Twitch.
He'd have so many more if he was on Twitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He'd 5 times that at least. So they're losing a lot of their, they're losing a lot of people by going over there. But they got paid enough money that doesn't matter for them. Is Shroud streaming on here? Shroud has 5,000 people watching him right now on Mixer.
Do you think it was a good buy for Microsoft Mixer?
I mean, it's really the only other competition. Honestly, Microsoft should have outbid Amazon on Twitch. They pay $1 billion for Amazon got an unbelievable deal on Twitch. It's worth well over $1 billion now, easily. I would bet anything that Twitch is worth multiples of the $1 billion that Amazon paid. Really? Yep. I read an article before that said it was worth up to $10 billion or some bullshit. I mean, people are just guessing, obviously.
I still think this whole streaming thing is overrated, to be honest.
Why?
I think YouTube. I mean, it just works on YouTube. I don't know why people are doing this. I don't just go to YouTube.
Just go to YouTube. There you go. I don't know. I'm still a fan of YouTube though. I like YouTube. I got a hand to YouTube. They're way more when it comes to banning and stuff. It seems like Twitch is much more quick to ban people than YouTube is. YouTube gets a lot of heat for censorship, right? But out of all the big tech companies, with Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch and YouTube, I think YouTube is the best with how lenient they are and how quickly they don't ban people very quickly. So good for them.
Well, this is live, Canaris, but remember, YouTube is live too. And the reason we chose Twitch over YouTube initially when we did live was because at the time, YouTube Live did not have subscriptions. It did not have all the features that it currently does have. Right now if we want, I think we'd be better off on YouTube right now if we just went to YouTube. I don't know why. They have this there's a super chat thing where you can send messages ask questions by giving us some money.
People do use it. I mean, I think we streamed on there once before, and I think it's easier for people that follow you on YouTube to get on there as well. Twitch caters to girls only, ban female streams, and they get too much. What? Odd. Can you? Yeah, I think you can stream to both.
Maybe we should try that. I think we did that a few times, but it was confusing.
I'll die if I can't be racist. Do you know what the 42K fine? No, what is that, Steel Green? I don't want to lose my Google account. I don't know about live streams. For regular videos, they do get a slice of the YouTube Red stuff. But again, we really have not streamed on YouTube in forever and don't know how it works really. Yikes. Oh, well, you can't.
Oh, yeah, we probably can't. Yeah, that's fair. Well,
all right, well, let's go to the post game then.
Yeah, good idea, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching for YouTube. Much love, guys.